they don't speak English in Rwanda. Don't get deceived. I'm a black person, right? So sometimes I was just there like, what the hell? This one has no hope. They will treat you like that. Accommodation, no. Why would they wouldn't even like the only accommodation you are getting is the accommodation when you're on night duty. Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about elective clinical posting in Rwanda. If this is what you are interested in hearing or seeing, then keep on watching. We're just going to be talking about everything you need to know before even attempting to decide to do your clinical posting in Rwanda. So with no further ado, we're just going to get right into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. You know what I always tell you, likes they help me grow and they push out my content. So yeah, let's get on with this video. So I did get a few questions because I put up a poll on Instagram and that people should ask me what they want to know, and quite a number of you guys sent in your questions and I will be definitely answering them. But yeah, I also want to talk about, like, I'll go into that later, but I want to talk about like things you actually need to know. Okay, so yes, depending on your specialty, you could be a nurse, you could be a doctor, you could be a medical student or a nursing student, you could be whatever. I think the program is open to all. Yeah, but it might have a different procedure to get in, but because I'm a doctor, I'm going to be going through the route of applying as a medical student. Okay, so yeah, I know that there's people who come for like 2 months and then most people come for 1 year. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be diving into the 1 year, but whatever it is, whatever time frame you have, it's the same process, it's the same thing you're going to get, it's the same working system you're going to come into. Okay, so yes, so the first thing I would like to address is application. Oh my god, my DM on Instagram was full with the application process. People were confused and everything. In this video I'm going to be leaving a link, a direct link to how you can apply, the documents required, but at the end of the day I'm still going to put on the screen the documents you need, just in case you're very lazy to go there. But you should be able to go to that link and get everything you need. But if you, and it's very straightforward, they'll tell you upload this, upload that, upload that. If you have any questions as to you're not sure of which document they're talking about, you can just send me a message and leave the question in the description and I will definitely reply you. I don't want to go into it very well because it's a very straightforward link. I feel like the link is not readily available. That's why most people found it very difficult to find that link, but I'm going to do that. And that's to the hospital I did my internship. I did my internship in the University of Rwanda Teaching Hospital, and yeah, so that's the link I'll be leaving to you. I would always recommend them. There are a lot of hospitals in Rwanda, but I recommend them because that is the largest referral hospital in Rwanda and, you know, the biggest. So you will find every professor, consultant, like the highly trained ones in that hospital. So yeah, that's just it. So yeah, just check the link below and you'll find everything you need for the application process. My internship here was for 1 year and I actually started with internal medicine. So after getting in, the first thing, immediately they accept you. After you drop your application, you are expected to pay. Okay, so when I started internship I was to pay $100 monthly, but now I heard it's like 150. I'm not sure, but yeah, when you arrive you pay it. Okay, so after they've accepted you, they're going to send you a contract because Rwanda gives you 30 days free for on like visa on arrival, and when you get to the airport, the immigration is going to ask you why you came and all of that. So you have to present them that contract that was given to you by the hospital and they're going to let you go in. Now when you get in, you have to go to the hospital and report that you've arrived. They're now going to give you another letter which you're now going to take to the immigration for them to extend your stay and give you your resident permit. So that's all about getting in. Okay, pediatrics, internal medicine, surgery and obstetric and gynecology, 3 months each. But what I personally did is because I wanted to get more from that year, so that I'm passionate about obstetrics and gynecology and pediatrics. I completed my 3 months there. But for the other departments, what I did is I took away 2 weeks to rotate the small departments. You get? So I took away 2 weeks from internal medicine and rotated dermatology. 2 weeks from, yes, I took 2 weeks from pediatrics and rotated ophthalmology. Another 2 weeks I rotated ENT and then radiology. You get? Just to get as much. So yeah, at the end of the day I did 3 months. Each department I did 2 months, but in obstetric and gynecology I completed my 3 months just because I wanted to have a feel of the other sub departments, you know, to just solidify the knowledge and everything. So yeah, that's how I because I had a question of someone asking me how I kind of arranged it. So the first thing you should know that your school gives you a logbook which you need to sign. So they always ask you what are your requirements from your school. So you should show them. If you have, if you should show them. But if you do not have a requirement from your school, I suggest that, see, even if you have a requirement from your school, I suggest that you work hand in hand with the University of Rwanda students, the final year students. Because if you, what I did was to put myself in their schedule. I have what I'm supposed to read, I have what I'm supposed to, study, to check, like to, tick, but I put myself in their schedule. So their lectures, their simulation classes, the night duty, everything I did with them. That's when you're gonna get enough, and I promise you, you're gonna get enough. Rotating through this department, it's just like clinical posting everywhere, right? You will go for your rounds, your morning duty, your, like, you do everything. I don't want to like start telling you all of these things, but it's how it is, okay? Everything, the medical system is the same everywhere. You would round, you would do your lectures, everything. Now the thing is, you are going to also be given like topics to present, which you have to present if you want, why I'm saying if you want is because I personally, there are people who love to put in the effort. There are people who just, yeah, let's call it spade a spade. Let's be honest, right? And a lot of foreign students, when they come into Rwanda, I saw it a lot. They did not want to participate. Some people come at 8 and leave at 12. At the end of the day, it's you that matters. You know that you're going to be a doctor soon. You know where you want to practice. You know where you want to go to, right? So it's just for you to put in the effort. That's all I have to say. I'm not here to advise anybody on what to do. I'm just here to tell you. The thing is that I'm just here to give you all the information you need, okay? Now, I would say for me, I had a very good time because my residents were very helpful. The consultants were very helpful to me. And most of you who I've chatted about with it on Instagram, you know how I feel about doing it in Rwanda. I loved it. Would I do it again? Of course, yes. But there are big issues you need to really consider, and that's what I want to get in straight. I don't want this video to be long, nothing. Now the first issue you're going to encounter is the language issue. They don't speak English in Rwanda. Don't get deceived. When I was applying, everything on the internet was everybody speaks English, but I tell you, they do not speak English. 90% of the population, they do not. If you come in as a tourist, you're going to go to only places where they speak English, but you're a doctor, so at the end of the day, you're going to meet every type of patient. So in Rwanda, they don't speak. The first language, the official language is Kenya, Rwanda, and then French. Okay, I had people I worked with that came in from Germany, and some of them even speak good French, even Cameroon. So for them, it was very, very easy to adapt to the system because most patients would speak French, okay, and then very few that speak English, So in my first week, I promise you, after I worked Monday to Friday, I broke down in the call room on Friday. I cried because I was like, did I just waste money coming to this place? But I'm like, no, we've already paid, we've already done all that, we've booked tickets, we've paid for an accommodation and everything. So I just can't start beating myself up because like I don't understand. I have to like look for a way around. Now, how do you get out of this thing? The first thing, I'm a very slow learner when it comes to languages, so for me it was gonna be very difficult. I already know that. So what I would advise you to do is make friends with the nurses. They would help you. Make friends with the people on the same level with you, like the interns as well, who speak here in Rwanda. I'm talking of the University of Rwandan interns, right? They will translate for you. They will do all of that. Now, in some department, maybe if you're on night duty, they might pair you, like in Nigeria, I know they did that a lot. They would pair you with someone who speaks here in Rwanda. That's, you guys are both interns. Of course, it's a team of doctors who are on night duty or on a duty, but they would pair you with someone who they know that speaks here in Rwanda. A foreigner would always be paired with someone who speaks Rwanda, so the person can always translate for you. Now, where it gets a little bit tacky is when you are on, especially in surgery, you're in night duty, you might not get someone to translate for you who is on, because in surgery they keep only one intern on night duty. In O&G they do that with 2 interns because it's a lot of work there. So you might be the only intern on night duty in surgery, and if you are in general surgery or trauma and orthopedics, you might find yourself always being in the emergency department, right? And if there's an emergency case, you are the first person that goes there. So this is where you need to make friends with the nurses. Like, everywhere you go, you have to make friends with them. Smile a lot, be friendly, prove to them that you're ready to learn, and they would help you. There are times when I was on night duty alone, I had to go, I don't speak jack, nothing of Kenya and Rwanda, and they'll help you. Even when there's a time I even entered, they're like, you're here again. and they're like, okay, you have a patient on this bed, let's go, I'll help you. And I'll tell them what like taking the history, I'll tell them the information I need, and they might even help you with additional information from them, and then you'll be able to present your case before your resident and your consultant. So that's the only way I was able to get out of it, right? Make friends with people on the same level with you. Always, even when they maybe start doing the round, sometimes we're all blacks, right? If you have a, like, let me say, a white person on your team, they would easily switch to English quickly because it's like, okay, there's really someone that doesn't understand. But I'm a black person, right? So sometimes some consultants, the consultants sometimes are not always there. They might not really remember that there's a foreigner on their team, so they might start speaking Kia Rwanda. So it is your duty, I promise you, it is your duty to tell them that I don't understand. Don't just sit there and just be quiet. They would, like, literally you would get nothing from the rounds, right? Language barrier, just ensure you speak up whenever you do not understand what is going on. Speak up, because you're paying for this thing. You are trying to get you just literally, it's your, I feel like it's the year you get to get everything together before you finally become a doctor and you're sent on the field alone. You get what I mean? Yeah, that's just it. I feel like my greatest challenge was more of the language, yeah, which we just talked about. I'll say this again and again: be ready that you're not going to meet English speaking patients. Be ready, be ready. I'll leave on the screen, just even at the time I was on OPD duty, they just, I wasn't duty that day, and they called that there's a patient they need to admit at OPD, but the doctor in charge was in the theater, so I had to go. I had to take someone with me that speaks Kia Rwanda. Like, she wasn't on duty, I had to go and look for somebody, and we went together, and I went to the OPD clinic and I took my history and I admitted the patient. So yeah, I want you to know that you're not, just be ready. If you're fine with it, you can learn the language. If you're a person that learns language quickly, yeah, you can learn the language. And yeah, but I was able to learn good morning, like greeting, asking my patient, how are you doing today, do you have any complaint, just those things. And yeah, that could be very helpful to you. Now, one of the question was like, Lo, tell everyone that they better be prepared for the bad food farm. Okay. So it's funny because to be very honest, my first day I didn't cook to the hospital. So when it was a lunch break time, the following day was like, oh, let's take it to the canteen. I was like, oh, I'm starving. So we got there and everybody was eating with, I saw the food, I didn't even know what to pick because it's not something I'm used to. And then when I served myself, I saw how everyone was enjoying the meal, and I was just there like, what the hell? And I tasted it and it was so bland. I did not want to react because I'm sitting with people who are Rwandese and they're enjoying their food, and I got so angry. And that was the last day I ate in that canteen. I kept cooking and cooking until at the point I made friends with really two girls who really were helpful during my rotation. And they studied in China, but they are from Rwanda, and I was able to like know which to pick that would make sense to my taste bud. Check out what I mean. So yes, that's for the food. Someone also asked, what is the visa application? The visa application from China. You don't, for Rwanda, you first thing you need to check is if your country can go into Rwanda with 30 days free. I'm from Nigeria and my country can go into Rwanda without applying for visa. I think most country can, if not all. So all you need to do is ensure you have your contract. Just book your flight ticket. That's it. That's it. Like, get the contract. Once you've applied, get the contract. People will send you the contract to your email. Print it out. Make sure you print it out, and then just book your ticket. That's it. When you get to the airport, you present your contract. They'll let you in. Just hold all the documents you need to use to apply, and your contract, they'll let you in. Now when you get in, that's when I said it in the beginning of the video, you now go to the hospital, tell them they're there, they'll give you a letter, you go to the immigration. That's it. You don't need to apply, but first of all, make sure that your country is on the list of people that can get 30 days visa free entry to Rwanda. Yeah. Another question is language barrier. We just talked about it. Then somebody asked, can physiotherapy students do their vacation posting or internship in Rwanda? Yes, yes. They even have a whole physiotherapy department which works and functions. It functions very well, because when I was in internal medicine, there was one of my patients. In fact, the whole 2 months I was in internal medicine, I had my patient kept switching, right? Because they allocate you patients by bed. Then you and your interns can walk around it. If you feel like you stayed in this particular block for a long time and you've been seeing, the same patient, you would just want to, like, okay, after 2 weeks you change, or a week you change. But there was this patient I was really passionate about. He had a sequela from COVID. He had brain issues, lungs, everything, and literally he was more of like, we're just managing symptoms as they come, for that 2 months he was my patient. And physiotherapists, they always came for chest physiotherapy for the patient to reduce the sputum production and all of that. And yeah, they work. It's a whole unit. Even there's a day I went for a consult to physiotherapy, and they have this whole setup, everything. I don't know what it's called because I'm not a physiotherapy student or a physiotherapist. And yeah, they had a whole setup. It's nice. I really liked it when I got to that department. So yeah, you can just apply. Yeah, apply. I think it's the same thing, but if you really if you really want to do it in Rwanda, then I would ask for you how the process to get in for physiotherapy students or physiotherapists. Yeah. Another question is, can I decide to stay after my clinical posting to further my medical career? Of course you can. You will need to, like everywhere in the world as a foreign graduate, you will need to sit for the council exam in that country. So after your posting, you would sit for the exam. I know they write it twice a year in Rwanda, so they write it in November, maybe September, I don't know, I'll leave it on the screen when they write it. So yeah, you can just fix yourself in one of that, take the exam, and if you pass, then you'll be posted to where they post you to. But be rest assured that your language, your Kian Rwanda has to be strong so that you'll be able to communicate with patients, because you're already a doctor by this time. So yes, you can actually, you can, yeah. So another question was, which hospital would you recommend I do my posting? I would always say it's University of Rwanda Teaching Hospital, Sihoshka in short. It's the best. I'm not even lying. Like, I had people from other hospitals, but yeah, you'll find more foreigners in University of Rwanda Teaching Hospital. Not just that, I feel like you get more. You get more. It's a teaching hospital, number one. It's the largest referring hospital in Rwanda, so you get more. Does anyone who apply for the clinical posting get in? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, cause yeah, I think so. Everybody gets in. You just have to have the right documents. Yeah, you just have to have the right document. I think everyone gets in. Yeah. How can I go about the visa process? Is it stressful? And like I said, just first of all know if your country does not require or requires a visa to Rwanda. If they don't, ensure that you have your contract, and then just book your ticket. That's how it is. I got my contract, booked my ticket, flew to Rwanda, got to the immigration at the airport. They asked me for why am I here. I told them, I presented my contract, and that was it. They stamped 30 days and I got in. So yeah. What is the cost of clinical posting? How much should I budget monthly? So the cost of clinical posting in my time was $100 monthly, okay? But now, before I even finished, I had to increase it to 150. So I don't know, but I could ask for you, and I will definitely leave it on the screen while editing. Yeah. So how much should you budget monthly? So for me, I went to Rwanda with my friends. Yeah. So for the accommodation, we shared it together. We were paying $200 monthly for the accommodation. So we were paying $100 each. That is just for the accommodation. Now there's light bill, there's security fee, what again, there's garbage. Yeah, about that. So I don't know, but also your groceries, and it depends on how you spend, give or take. Maybe if you're sharing an apartment with people, it could be cheaper, but if you're the only one living, I really don't know. I don't know how. Let's say give or take $300. Yeah, it should be fine monthly. Yeah, it should be fine. I think so. If you're sharing, like for example, like the Wi-Fi, electricity, garbage, security fee, I live with someone, so we divide it. So if it's $50 monthly for all of this, we share it, and it's 25 each. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So that's just it. Another one says, does the hospital provide accommodation since I will be rotating with the university? Accommodation? No. Why would they wouldn't even like, the only accommodation you are getting is the accommodation when you're on night duty. That's it. That's the only where you lay your head, if you even have chance to lay your head. So there is no accommodation, baby. No accommodation. Another question is, how is the workload like? Do you get hands-on in the hospital? Yes. The workload is it's in between stressful, depends on the department, yeah, but I would say overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, stress will be like 8. Not even joking. Like I said, it depends on you. I always put myself in a position where I want to learn. At the end of the day, I was always in the hospital. I was always on, like I literally was putting myself out there. Do you get what I mean? So for me, I would say it was stressful, but I was loving it. Some people did not even, they flex during the 1 year. They come to work at 8 or even at 12, some at 11, because you're literally done with your rounds at 11. So when most times, and when you are if you are now with the University of Rwanda schedule, during the afternoon you have a post, you might either be in the theater, you can be in labor ward, you can be in clinic, you can be anywhere you get. But some people don't put themselves in the schedule, so by 11 when the consultants have done their round, they just go home you get. But me, I go to work at 7 and I leave at 5. But if I'm on night duty, I'll go to work at 7, leave at 10, and then come back at 5 and run into the next morning you get. So yeah, for me, if you put yourself in the University of Rwanda schedule, it's stressful. If you don't, then that's just it. Yeah, it's a little bit light. Do you get hands on? Yeah, I would say if you're an intern or you're just doing a clinical posting, and I'm going to compare to my country, Nigeria. I've done clinical postings in Nigeria before and in Rwanda. So basically, in the 2 months of the clinical posting I did in Nigeria, I didn't get hands on. Of course, you there, you watch, you do everything, but you will not really do stuff, you know, because there are whole like there's a whole chain before you, right? So you won't do it. It was only like towards the end they were not asking me, did you have you assisted in cesarean section? Have you done this? Have you done that? I'm like, no. And that week they just kill you with work. That's how it worked. That's how it happened to me. But in Rwanda, it's same thing. Like if you don't prove yourself that if you don't prove yourself worthy, no resident or consultant would tell you to assist them. Let's be honest, you know. But at the end of the day, yeah, in Rwanda, I feel like the hands-on is more. You can get like your solo surgery, you depending on, then you can also like assist a lot. I know that in Oanje I probably assisted total in the whole surgery, both myectomy, hysterectomy, cesarean section, you name it, like at least more than 50 surgeries I was able to assist. And in surgery I would say at least 20 to 25 I was able to assist. Yeah. And then apart from the normal stitching, doing POP or cast, those are just normal procedures you do. Like, but you will do, that's the thing, you will do these things. They will just send you to do it, that's it. So yeah, the hands-on is quite good. Okay. Do you pay for the internship or do you get paid? I don't know where you can get paid doing an internship. Like clinical posting, that's undergrad clinical, you are the one paying, they're not paying you. Okay, you're not a postgraduate yet doing that internship, you are an undergraduate, so you don't get paid. Oh my god, a lot of questions. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to look for, yeah, okay, another one. What's the application process like? I think that's the first thing I said in this video. I'm going to leave the link in the description, and if you get stuck anywhere, you want to know what exactly they're talking about, a particular document, feel free to send me a message on Instagram, or you can just leave it in the description and I'll answer you straight away. Okay. Yeah. Do consultants look down on you as a foreign student? I feel like everywhere they do that, right? They do that everywhere, but for me, mine wasn't like that, because even if you ask people that worked with me, I was very, like, I put myself out there to learn. I'm that kind of person that if I'm doing something, I'm gonna put my all into it, and they can see, the consultants can see. By the time they see that, oh, this one is really, different. At some point, they even did not believe that I studied in China. Let me be honest with you. So yeah, if you put yourself in such a way that they know that this one has no hope, they will treat you like that, But yeah, for me, it was no different. I didn't get any humiliation like that. 1 or 2 times they were like, maybe, okay, there was something that happened. The chief intern was like, I was on ONG, she was like, the China students, they don't like doing they don't like coming in the schedule, they don't like doing, and but we were separated because me and my friend were like, oh no, but those two, she get what I mean. So like, yeah, they might categorize it. Sometimes you might feel hurt about it, knowing that you personally are not like that. But yes, normal. The worst is when they ask you question during the rounds and you do not know, and it's like the most simple thing, you don't know, and when you go back to the book you're like, oh my god, this thing is so easy, why didn't I know? You understand? Yeah, that's when you feel they just now assume that you know nothing, especially when it's their first time seeing you. So if you're a medical student at this point watching it in China, ensure that you are putting in the work. When you start your internship, you'll find out that you know better than some people from that country. I kid you not, you will find out that. Just put in the work. For me, it's been a long time. We've been from our first year in school, we've been putting in the work. Some people don't put in the work until they're in 10 years, and they find it very, very stressful. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's a normal thing. They will always look down on you. And yeah, so these are the questions I could just pick. There were a lot, actually. They were like a lot, but I was kind of able to you know group them. So yeah, I don't know if I'm leaving anything out, but I think we've answered everything. Okay, with the application process, what to expect, there's a ton of night duty. You should know that if you put yourself in the schedule, You'd have lectures, you have Zoom lectures, you would have physical lectures, you would go to simulation classes, you would do stuff, you know. I'll try to leave videos so that you guys see all of these things. Yeah, that's it. You get to present, you do like drug of the day. They, like, no, Andrew, each student should get a drug to be presented every Tuesday or Thursday. I can't really remember. Well, yeah, it's a really fun experience if you put yourself out there. You could even find some, like, you would even find some NGOs where you can NGO, that's non-governmental organizations, where you can, work with them. I remember joining one which was Smile to Inspire, to just go on outreach and all of that. Which, yeah, if you put yourself there, you would see a lot of opportunities. But yeah, someone asked me a question: would I be forwarding my medical career in Rwanda? No, because like I said, for me, it's a great place. The system is so organized, but I'm very slow to learning languages, and I'm not about to put myself through a lot, and I told myself that my next phase, at least, I want to be able to work in a place that speaks English, so that I can I love communicating with my patients one on one. I love that intimate, like, conversation, so I want to know what is going on, what is in their head. So I found it very difficult because of the language, and that's what I told myself, that wherever I'm going to next has to be somewhere that speaks English. That is why, no, I would not be furthering my medical career in Rwanda. Yeah, that's it. I've even had, when I was leaving, a lot of residents, even the admin, were like, you should come back, you should do your residency. I'm like, they're foreign residents. Yeah, for them, that's their thing. But like, yeah, you know your strength, you know your weaknesses, so you just have to work around that to get here. And I think with that, we have come to the end of this video. I wanted to make it as short as possible. I would say, I'm just talking from my own experience. The only thing I found difficult was, number one, language, and then food. Okay, but yeah, for food you can always cook, but for the language it is stressful. So yeah, but every other thing, I would tell you, I really had a great time doing my internship in Rwanda. I really did, and I would, yeah, encourage anyone to do their internship in Rwanda. Just bear in mind these things, and I think you'll be very fine. So yes, I hope you got some information about this video. I'll leave relevant links to the description below. There are also handbooks you need to get as a intern, rotating, clinical posting, anything. Each department have theirs. I wouldn't leave a link to the description in the description for that. If you need it, and I know you're already there, I would send it to you, basically to your email. That's it. So, but every relevant link, just look in the description below and you'll find everything you need. And yeah, having said all of that, we are done with this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.